Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton and today I'm joined by Nikki Hendry.
Yeah.
How are you, Nikki?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
Man, we got some interesting stories today. We got an update on PETA versus PETA. Pete Davidson versus PETA, the animal organization. There is a big old update for them. We're going to talk about Britney Spears. Seems like she's saying goodbye to her sons as they're going to Hawaii in a really nice way on Instagram. And also, big breakup news. Taylor Swift and her rebound? I don't know. Maddie Healy.
For all the Swifties, I'm going to say hallelujah.
Yeah, right. Well, she's back on the market again. So to our first story, yesterday we talked about how PETA was angry with Pete Davidson that he had sort of bought a bread dog at a pet store rather than adopting like one of these strays or one of these abused dogs. You know, they wanted him to do that. Well, he saw our article, how they had made a statement to TMZ. And so he decided to call them up and leave the lady who made the statement. Her name is Daphna. He called up and left Daphna. She's the VP of something at PETA. He left her a voicemail. So let's just listen to that voicemail now.
Hi, my name's Pete Davidson. This message is for Daphna. Thank you so much for making comments publicly that I didn't adopt a dog. I just want to let you know I'm severely allergic to dogs, so I have to get a specific breed. I'm only not allergic to Cavapoos and those type of dogs. And my mom's dog, who was 2 years old, died a week prior, and we're all so sad, so I had to get a specific dog. So why don't you do your research before you create news stories for people, because you're a boring, tired fuck you and suck my dick. End of message.
Honestly, okay, so there's two things I'm going to say. This is such a hot topic amongst people who have dogs,
Right.
whether you buy them as a purebred or whether you adopt them.
I know it is.
And I understand PETA's, mission and all the things. However, you can't deny that message is one of the funniest things you've heard all week, where he tells this, like, the fact that he called them up and was like, took the time out to do that. We do have to say, though, that he gave TMZ a statement and said that his anger was due to the grief that him and his family are experiencing in light of their dog Henry's passing. It was a poor choice of words. He shouldn't have said what he said, but he's not sorry for standing up for himself and his family.
Even PETA, though, after getting that voicemail, they gave TMZ an additional statement, basically saying if you're allergic to dogs, and so you can only have a hyperallergenic dog who's you only have a specific breed you need. They say Pet Finder or one of these websites can find you the dog you need. So they're not even backing down now after the my D comment.
I honestly think, though, that Pete wanting to get another dog right away was to fill the void of the dog that he just lost 2 weeks ago. So I don't think he's even thinking, oh, it's got to be an adoptive dog, even though I'm super hyper allergic and I'm going to do my due diligence and my research to figure out what I can get and adopt so I don't make PETA mad.
He's grieving right now.
I don't think he cares about PETA.
I mean, I just think everybody loves to come at PETA, the animal organization.
They come at people.
They come at people. People love coming back at them. Like, they're so antagonistic. I mean, maybe if they played it a bit cooler, their motives are good. But
Yeah.
I just think the way that PETA goes about attacking everyone for every little thing gets us offside. Don't you?
Yep.
Like, give PETA bread a bad name. Like, honestly.
PETA bread?
Yeah. They do give PETA bread a bad name.
I don't know what you're trying to connect right now, but it's not landing.
Right. I'm just so I'm not
over them.
I'm so over them. They throw the flour and the fake
And the
blood
flour,
on people when they wear fur, and just sort of like it's funny because their motives and their mission is a good one.
It's
I think we
good.
all sort of but just the way they go about it.
It's the delivery.
It's the delivery.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about rescue dogs versus?
I don't have a dog in that fight. Oh.
But if you did have a dog in that fight,
Honestly, just
And
give
also,
me a healthy dog.
we don't condone dog fighting.
Yeah,
either,
you're right.
Must be said.
Yeah, okay.
Just give me a healthy dog.
Honestly, if it's a healthy dog, yeah, just give me a healthy dog.
But sometimes, like the dogs that you get that are rescued.
Do you want to talk about yours?
Well, I got 2 dogs. Both of them are rescue.
Yeah.
Both of them just bark at me the whole
One
time.
of them is
One
special
of them's blind.
needs.
One of them's I rescued a blind dog.
Yeah.
A blind
I don't
Ollie
know if
dog.
a lot of people know that, but yeah, that's something that was really what made you do that?
You know, Instagram likes.
Oh no, Charlie.
No. I mean, he's a lovely dog. He does bark a lot, and he's got. It's an extra thing to rescue a rescue dog. It's an extra layer on sort of like you don't know how they're going to be sort of affected. Both of my dogs are quite affected. I don't think they'll mind me saying so. I think they know. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe a purebred would have just as many little weird things, but.
You know, he's allergic. You know, I think he was just thinking, let me go to the source so I know where this dog is coming from or what is, on the dog. I think it's the fur, something people are allergic to. I'm not really sure. But I don't think that he was doing anything out of like spite or, you know what I mean? I don't think if he was like purposely being like, I don't.
He's a dog lover. He's a big dog lover, and he just wanted an exact replacement for the dog that had just died. His 2-year-old, the 2-year-old dog had died, and so he wanted an exact like Cavapoo, which is a bit sad for the other dog. You know, you're gone and you got it. Like, imagine if you broke up with your boyfriend, exact replacement.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like. Okay, I feel bad for the other dog.
I don't, but it's okay. Like, maybe the dog is in a better place now. Maybe it was sick. We don't know any of those details. We just know that the dog died and that his family's super upset about it. And that's where all of this anger is coming from. It's projected onto the wrong people, I feel. But they started it.
Absolutely. Well, shout out to Pete Davidson's mum's dead dog, R.I.P. Britney Spears. Britney Spears is taken to Instagram and doing something a bit out of character. She's not posting a nude selfie this time. She's not dancing around in her living room this time. She's basically reminiscing about days gone by where her and her sons were all close. And she's posting sort of old family pics of her with the boys. This is on the heels of them moving to Hawaii. Kevin Federline, her baby daddy, is taking the boys, the family, to Hawaii. So she's this is like her farewell to them. But people think it's quite nice that she's doing, it's an acceptance that her boys are moving. It's not sort of like fighting it tooth and nail and sort of like, it's a bit of, I'd say, maturity, which a lot of people have come to sort of like expect her to be a bit unhinged. Well, this seems like a hinged thing for her to do.
Well, I was going to say she's a mother first and foremost, right? And, you hear about all of the motherly things that moms have, right? Instincts and the constant love and affection for your child, no matter what they do to you. And so I do feel that this is hurting her, that she's not going to be able to see. I mean, Kevin and Britney live in the same neighborhood for the reason of the boys being able to visit their mother when they can, and when it's allowed. And so, when Kevin was like, we're going to head to Hawaii, asked her to sign these relocation plan, she did it because she probably deep down knows this is something that her boys either want to do. Kevin knows what's best for the boys. He's had, custody of them for a very long time. And she's probably just like, this is what, is telling me her motherly instincts, like, just let them go.
I'm glad she did. I'm glad she did, because it could have got ugly. And some people were predicting like, oh, this is going to be a messy sort of thing. But, she hasn't seen the boys in over a year. They went on sort of like a talk show a while ago, and it said basically they're a bit embarrassed by their mum. They're nearly 18 anyway. So when they're 18, they can make their own decisions. So, I mean, she could have stood in the way and lost that fight probably. But instead she's like, all right, have at it, which I think is the motherly. It's
the motherly, mature, exactly what you said, thing to do. And I think she realizes that her boys are no longer the little kids that they used to be, right? They're almost 18 years old. They have their own personalities. They have their own, things that they believe in, things that they stand by, they have their own personality.
They're just about adults, you know what I mean? So you can't really stop that sort of thing. I mean, I wonder if it's going to affect Britney in any way, because she seems increasingly isolated in that, her family's offside. She did just meet with her mother, which is a good step, a productive first step, because she's isolated from her parents, her sister, her boys are now leaving the state. There's potentially, allegedly, trouble in paradise with her and Sam. Obviously, she doesn't have the conservatorship over her to take care of her anymore. So she's increasingly kind of on her own. Do you think there's any sort of like reason to be worried or?
Well, I don't think it's increasingly. I think she's always been alone. I think she's always been by herself and had to fend for herself and defend herself. And, there's a lot of things that we don't know behind the scenes of what goes on between, the stuff with Sam and the stuff with her mom and things like that. But just like a motherly's instinct, what did Lynn do when she heard there may be trouble? She flew and tried to come and see her daughter. So
Mums, huh?
Moms.
Where are dads when you need them?
We don't need them. No, I'm just kidding. You do need them.
Well, she's got major beef with her dad. The
She
biggest
does.
beef, Jamie.
I know. And that's why I said, she's been on her own for a very, very, very long time. So
She has.
she's probably just like okay with that. And she's like, my boys need to probably, go with their dad. They're almost 18 years old. It's probably going to be a better situation and a better life for them. Maybe away from me, maybe away from the chaos that is surrounding me.
Well, I hope that this is, a positive first step. And then, from here, we can see more signs of sort of like, she's really adulting now. She can take care of herself. She's mature and she can, she can have a relationship with her family, even though they're not in close quarters. So
I know.
let's hope this is a good thing, a good first start. Usually we cover the bad things about Britney, so we got to cover the good things
We do,
too.
yeah. And everyone wants what's best for her. Like everyone truly, truly does want to see her, be successful in her, personal life with all the stuff that she's had to deal with. I just, I hope this is the start of something different for her.
Totally. Okay, on to our last, but potentially our biggest story. Taylor Swift and her weeks-old boyfriend. I mean, I don't know how long they've been supposedly dating. Not long. They're broken up.
Yes.
We got hints of this when Maddie Healy was performing, and he always kisses people during one of these songs that his band, the 1975, do. I think it's called Rubbers.
Yeah.
And so he said he was never going to kiss anyone else during that song while he was with Taylor. Well, he kissed someone the other night, and so it led people to believe, like, okay, maybe these guys are through. Turns out they are. We talked to her people, and turns out they're single right now. So that whirlwind, few weeks, maybe a month or two, I don't know how long. Not very long.
So
it's over.
yeah. So we don't know exactly how long they were dating, but we were the first to report that they are split. Just 1 month after that they had went public, and we had gotten those photos of them together.
Why such a whirlwind?
I think she came off of her relationship with Joe Alwyn, and this was just a rebound for her the entire time. Maybe for him it was something different, but for her, I think it was just a rebound. So rebounds don't last forever.
I don't even know if it's like a rebound or it was all just marketing to begin with. You know what I mean? It was all just putting bums on seats at her tour.
But for what, though? She didn't need to put bums in her seats. She already was like a sold out artist.
I mean, yeah.
All of the stuff that happened with Ticketmaster, the tickets and all the things. She doesn't need any help. If anyone needs help, it's going to be him.
Well, I mean, he definitely got a help out of it. No one knew his name Maddie beforehand, but now we all know the name Maddie. I am happy for her that she can sort of like, you get over, the 6 years or 7 years in a relationship. The best way to get over someone is
to get under them.
To get under someone else. That's right. So maybe she
You thought I wasn't going to know that, did you?
Yeah. I know. You're cool.
Oh, trust me. I was something before, I got married, Charlie.
Wow,
so don't get
Nikki.
it twisted.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm keen to learn more after the pod.
Oh, no. That's in the vault. That's never coming out.
So, I mean, he was back on stage somewhere in Europe, drinking out of his flask. He had an eye patch on overnight.
Oh, yeah. The photos from last night. Yeah. He was like, I don't know if he's like trying to get over it or if he always does this at his concerts. But like you said, he was drinking out of a flask. He was performing. He had, a cigarette. He just looked like he was really in his feelings in those songs and the photos. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really familiar with 1975. But, I mean, whenever you stop dating someone, especially someone of a caliber and as high of a, A-list celebrity as Taylor Swift is, and you're not there, it's got to hurt.
It's got to hurt.
You got to be pissed.
But, everybody knows the year the 1975 now. No one knew that year beforehand, and now we do. So maybe it's good for business. So what happens after? So if Maddie was a rebound, what happens after you get a long-term relationship, rebound? Is there usually another rebound next? Is like a ricochet, or do we go to like another monogamous relationship for?
So if I had one envision for Taylor Swift, this is what I want her to do.
Lay it on us.
Okay. I want her to go through her hot girl era. I want her to get a BBL and the boob job. And I want her to transform herself and just be a completely different person. And bag some hottie.
A BBL, for those who don't know, Brazilian butt lift. You want Taylor Swift to get one of those big old Kardashian butt lifts?
Yes, completely transform herself. Like, I don't know, just become a different person. Like, date some,
Rapper.
Oh, yeah. Let's put her with a rapper. Who would you want to see her with next?
Big Sean?
Oh, no.
Big Sean.
No.
Why not?
No.
Oh, well, you asked me and I gave an answer. And
Yeah,
you can't
but
say
no.
no. Well, who do you want to see her
I'm trying to
with?
see who I want her with.
P. Diddy.
No, he's too old.
Oh. Come on.
Drake.
Drake and
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
I could see.
I could see it.
I could see it too, actually, because they're both all about, their images. And Drake's always single.
Always.
Has he gone through Taylor Swift yet?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
I'm not sure. He seems to date a lot of people. I could see that couple definitely happening, to be honest. I'd be there to see it happen.
We're getting the signal to shut up. So
Okay.
you need to wrap it up right now.
Wrap it up, Drake. Anyway, okay. Thank you very much for joining me today, Nikki. This was a fun epi.
Oh, it always is, when it's such a pleasure being here with you.
Oh, thank you. That's not what you said when I asked you, can you please come in and do the podcast with me? All right. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you here tomorrow.